Hey, what's up, DIYers, Mike Boars with the Mike Boars channel. Thank you for watching. We are talking jet skis today, and we are referencing my parents' 2003 Sea-Doo GTX, and it has a 951 DI, or direct injection engine. And in today's video, we're going to talk about the common causes that lead to a puddle of water or water gathering directly underneath the engine. Let's take a look. All right, DIYers, here we are at the workstation, and on the other side of the jet ski, you can see the workbench, and in-house, my parents' 2003 Sea-Doo GTX. We'll get to that here shortly. Hey, if you own a boat, and you've got a cover with buttons and caps, and they are broken or worn out and needing to be replaced, definitely check out the link down below in the comments and description, and we will show you how to use this amazing tool to fix your caps and buttons. And in addition, we are going to reupholster a seat to our 1995 Sea-Doo XP, and this one's purple. We want it yellow because we already have a purple seat on our 95 XP. And the original was yellow, and that will look really good. Down below in the comments as well, and description is a link to our Fixing Boats and Fixing Jet Skis playlist. DIYers, a lot of helpful videos in that playlist. What we'll do from here is remove the seats and go inside the hull. And we did just that. As you see, the seats are carefully resting on the floor, and hey, in the event that you have a worn out and begging to be replaced and dry rotted rear step sleeve, we will have a step-by-step video down below as well in the comments and description. That's where you put your foot, come up here, grab a hold, and pull yourself up off the jet ski. You don't want it looking like this. You want it looking like that, or at least we do. And again, the seats are removed. We now have much better access to go inside the hull and look at all of the parts. And here's the rear portion of the hull. There's the electrical box that we have our spark plug wires that feed into, and 2 red wires. One red wire feeds to the battery up top here, and the second red wire goes to the actual starter underneath the engine on port side below this exhaust. And again, we are going to talk about why you have water leaking underneath your jet ski engine. And number one, you obviously want to verify that it's water, not fuel, because if it's fuel, that's a whole different situation. You want that fixed immediately. Or in other words, you don't want to start your engine again until you get that fuel leak fixed. And we've got our battery out for the winter because again, we are doing a whole bunch of videos on this jet ski. And we're going to start with the top portion of the exhaust, and you've got little weld points here. And over time, the center points of the weld points can actually break open or rust open. And if you've got water coming out of either of these plug welds here, you've got one here, you got one there, and you've got a few additional down below underneath the pipe itself, well, chances are that's your issue. Check in this area. And if you've got a hole punctured through one of these weld points, well, there's going to be water in that location. So if that's your case, there's your location of the leak. However, if you check all of these weld points and they're all dry and they have no signs of failure, well, that's not the issue. However, since we're at the exhaust pipe, just check the overall condition of it. If you have any cracks anywhere else on the pipe that it has water leaking out of it, well, that could be your cause. And in addition, in the event that you just had your engine running, chances are it's hot. Be very careful as you inspect it. And in addition, coming down to this connection ring here, and that is what secures the upper exhaust pipe to the lower exhaust pipe. And the lower exhaust pipe feeds all the way back to your orange coupler right down there. However, this little lock ring, again, secures the 2 pipes together, and inside there you have a sealing ring and RTV sealant. And DIYers, over the years, that could fail. The RTV sealant could basically break away, and the sealing ring or connecting ring might get loose, and as the engine is running, any type or vibration that your engine experiences in this area, well, guess what? If this is loose, that RTV sealant is not going to keep that watertight seal. So in the event that you've got water leaking from this side or the connection area of the upper pipe and lower pipe, well, chances are you will need to unloosen this, basically separate the upper from the lower, and that might be a little intimidating. However, DIYers, we have you covered. That link will also be down below in the comment section as well as the description section. And in that video, we actually remove the exhaust pipe and install a brand new pipe because in our case, one of our welds or weld points were leaking. So again, that would be an additional common cause. And let's go back to the orange coupler down below. Again, that is where your lower pipe secures into the additional exhaust portion. And that orange coupler is basically held in place on the pipe with clamps. And in the event that the clamps are loose, well, it's not going to allow that orange coupler to create a watertight seal. And or on top of that, in the event that the coupler gives way or fails and cracks or rips, it's going to leak water. So in the event that you have water down in that area on your coupler, it's likely that your coupler has failed or the clamps just need to be tightened. Right there is your air pump, and we will get to that here shortly. However, to the top portion of the exhaust and looking at starboard side, you have polyurethane hoses and you've got vacuum line hoses. However, the see-through and what look like as they age, kind of a burnt color or fuel color, these are your polyurethane water hoses. And we've got one here that feeds to this fitting on the top portion of the upper exhaust pipe, and that feeds all the way back through here and to its respective connection. And we've got one that connects to this water hose here and one down to the air pump. We'll show you that again here shortly. However, again, there is one fitting that the polyurethane water hose connects to, and just inspect the hose. If you just had the engine running, well, chances are if one of these hoses is leaking, it's going to be wet in the area that it's leaking from, so just double check that. If that's dry, well, go to your next hose. And this one feeds all the way down here and secures to that portion of your engine. So again, if you got water in that area or on that polyurethane hose, chances are that's your cause. And since we're here, I'm going to come in here, move this electrical connection out of the way. Right here, this black hose right there is an additional hose that water flows through, and it actually loops down and underneath the engine and connects into the bottom block. And then it is fed out the rear portion through a polyurethane hose right in that area and feeds all the way back. So again, just double check those. And coming even further in here, this large black hose right there, you can see it connects to a bottom weld fitting on your upper exhaust pipe, as shown there. And in the event that that clamp is loose or the hose is not properly pushed on and secured to the fitting, well, that hose is going to leak water. So again, come in this area, double check that hose, check the polyurethane hose, and check that hose right there. All hoses that water flows through as it cools your system when the engine is running. That hose right there, this one, actually goes underneath the engine and feeds all the way back to right there. You can see the hose in the dead center portion of the frame and securing to the back wall and tightened in place with a worm gear clamp. Down below in the comment section as well as the description section will be a link on how to replace that hose. Let's hop to starboard side. Here we are starboard side and a different view of the upper exhaust pipe feeding to the port side and back. And while we are talking about that, coming inside here, you've got an additional line coming off the exhaust. That should not be leaking water. However, if it is, that line will need to be replaced. And coming down here, I want to show you that hose that feeds through right there. The larger bottom hose is that hose that comes off the bottom portion of the exhaust pipe and again feeds all the way back to that connection point right back there. DIYers, in the event that you have water leaking underneath your jet ski engine on the port side, well, chances are it's probably that hose. And in our case, our jet ski is 20 plus years old, and these polyurethane hoses in most cases will last the life of the jet ski. However, the more servicing of the engine and engine parts or repairing parts, and the more parts that are moved around, removed, installed, or in the event that you do a full engine overhaul and swap, you got to take the engine out, then you got to rest it back inside the hull. And during that project, if you do it or you have a shop do it, well, it's a possibility that the engine was rested inside the hull in a way where it basically pinched one of the polyurethane hoses or that larger hose down below. Right here, and you can see a high pressure line feeding off the top portion and up to your fuel distributor right here. And further inward is an additional polyurethane coolant or water hose that comes off and actually goes directly down and underneath the entire engine and then feeds on the lower port side, and you can see it right up there. Let me actually move it. Right there. That hose actually goes back all the way to its connection point back there, as shown right there. And again, it feeds port side and then goes into the little corrugated portion that looks like that. And again, feeds directly underneath your engine and secures itself to the inner side of your air pump. So in the event that you have to replace that hose, we also have you covered. Down below in the comments and description will be a link on how to replace that hose. Pretty tedious project, however, a must if it is leaking. Coming out of the hull, taking a step back, and again, just a lot of coolant hoses. And right down there is an additional hose that feeds to the bottom portion of your engine and goes into a part, again, at the very bottom port side of your engine, and comes into this little fitting right there, as shown there. And in the event that this hose is leaking, this is the hose that feeds all the way down and into a little part of the engine. Here we are port side, and again, that water hose, it's a coolant hose. A lot of water flows through it. Coming to the bottom portion right here, that hose that has that little loop to it, this black hose right here that comes out of this section of your front portion engine and is secured in place by a worm geared clamp, and again goes down and loops. It goes underneath the port side of the engine and into the reservoir area, and it comes out on the opposite end in a polyurethane hose down below.